Okay, year two. So let's have a look at some problem solving. Well, these children here want to create a tally chart, not a tally chart, a pictogram. And they want to create their pictogram to show their data about the amount of relatives that they've called, so amount of family members that they've called. So they've called some grandmas, some uncles, some cousins, and some granddads. Now, one tick in the key tells us that that is one relative, one family member called. So let's have a look what the first person has to say about their data. Oh, okay. He said they have called 5 grandmas. Now, if we're calling 5 grandmas, how many ticks are we going to need? Because one tick represents one relative called. So if one tick is one relative called, and they've called 5, 5 multiplied by 1 equals 5. Okay, so we're going to need 5 ticks. So let me add them. There's my first tick to represent the first grandma that was called. My second tick to represent the second. My third tick. Oh dear, what's wrong with that tick? Oh, it's not the right size, is it? Can't have that. Let's change it. There we go. Our third tick to represent our third grandma. Our fourth tick to represent our fourth grandma. And our fifth tick to represent our fifth grandma. Now let's have a look what else they have to say. Oh, so they've said twice, they called twice as many uncles as grandmas. Remember, twice a number is the same as saying double a number or multiply the number by 2. So we need to multiply the number of grandmas by 2. So there are 5 grandmas, so 5 multiplied by 2. So let's count up in steps of 2, 5 times. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Stop, we've counted 5 steps. And what did we get to? Yes, we got to 10. So they called 10 uncles. Now, how many ticks are we going to need for 10 uncles? Well, one uncle will be 1 tick. So 10 multiplied by 1 equals 10. We're going to need 10 ticks because each tick represents an uncle. So there's my first tick to represent 1 uncle, my second to represent 2, third to represent 3, my fourth, my fifth. Why am I counting up in ones here too? Yes, each tick represents 1 relative. So I've got 5 uncles, 6 uncles, 7 uncles, 8 uncles, 9 uncles, and 10 uncles. Now let's have a look what the next person has to say. Also, this girl is saying that they called 1 less cousin than uncles. Now we know that there are 10 uncles. So what is 1 less than 10? Yes, well done. It's 9, isn't it? So could you get this pictogram out or draw it? It's on your resource 2 again. And let's do this one together. Okay, so we need 5 cousins. Now 1 tick is going to represent 1 cousin. So can you shout to me, how many ticks are we going to need for 9 cousins? Yes, we're going to need 9, aren't we? So let's add them together. Add your first tick to represent 1, second to represent 2 cousins, third to represent 3 cousins, fourth to represent 4 cousins, 5 to represent 5 cousins, 6 to represent 6 cousins, 7 to represent 7 cousins, 8 to represent 8 cousins, and finally 9 to represent 9 cousins. Fantastic. So let's see what the last boy has to say. Oh, they called 2 more granddads than grandmas. So can you remember how many grandmas they called? And could you do this one independently? So pause the video and have a go. You need 2 more granddads than grandmas. Okay, year 2, so let's look at it together. Well, we have 5 grandmas. What's 5 plus 2? 2 more than 5. Ah, yes, it's 7, isn't it? So we're going to need 7 granddads. So how many ticks are we going to need if 1 tick represents 1 granddad? Yes, we're going to need 7 because 7 multiplied by 1 equals 7. Okay, so let me add my ticks. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Remind me again, why am I counting up in ones? Ah, yes, because 1 tick is 1 granddad. So we've got 5, 6, 7. There we go. We have completed our pictograms using all of the children's different clues. Well done, year 2. So now I'd like you to have a go at question 4 on resource 1, okay? And when you've finished, come back to the video and we've got one more problem solving question to do together. Okay, so let's look at our last problem solving question. So we need to find and correct the mistakes in Hannah's pictogram. So she's looking at different types of birds. Now you can see in her data below, she's got 8 magpies, 12 sparrows, 4 robins, and 5 wrens. So let's start looking at the magpies. How many magpies is she meant to have? 8 magpies. And each of her circles, look at the key, represents one person. Okay, so how many people saw magpies? Well, it's 8. Let's see if she's got it right in her pictogram. How many circles has she drawn? So she's drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's only drawn 7 circles, and 1 circle is 1 person. So 7 circles equals 7 people. So what has she done? Yes, she's missed some circles out. How many circles has she missed out? Because remember, she needs 8 people, not 7. Yes, she's missed 1 out because she needs to add 1 more person, and 1 circle represents 1 person. So let's correct that for her. There we go. So now we've got 8 circles, which represent 8 people, because 1 circle represents 1 person. Okay, let's check the sparrows together. Well, we have 12 people that saw sparrows. So let's count how many circles she has for sparrows. So she has her first circle to represent the first sparrow, the first person, sorry. Her second to represent the second. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So she's got 12 circles, and each circle represents 1 person. So 12 multiplied by 1 equals 12. Yes, she's got that right, because 12 people saw sparrows. So now, could you pause the video and see if she's what other mistakes she's made? She's got wrens, okay? So check the wrens and see if she's made other mistakes as well. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, Yeti, so let's have a look. Well, it says that she saw 5 wrens, okay? Oh, what do you notice? She's missed a bird out completely, hasn't she, on her pictogram? She's missed robins out. Okay, well, after we've looked at wrens, we'll correct her robins for her. So let's have a look at her wrens. How many people see wrens? Yes, 5 people see wrens. So she's going to need how many circles if each circle represents 1 wren? Yes, she's going to need 5 circles to represent 5 people, sorry. So how many circles has she got? Let's have a look. She's got 1 circle, 2 circles, 3 circles, 4 circles. Oh, she needed 5 circles, didn't she? And she's only got 4. So how many more circles is she going to have to add to her pictogram? Yes, she's going to have to add 1 more. There we go. So we've sorted that part of the pictogram out, but she's missed robins off completely. Now 4 people saw robins. So how many circles are we going to need if 1 circle represents 1 robin? Yes, we're going to need 4, aren't we? Because 1 circle represents 1 person, and 4 multiplied by 1 equals 4. So let's add 4 circles, 3, 4, to represent the people that saw robins. So there we go. We have corrected Hannah's pictogram for her. Well, fantastic. Well done today, year 2. Now, if you could have a go at the other problem solving question, which is on resource 3. Now, there's only one other, and you can either choose the blue or the orange as normal. And then I'd quite like you all to have a go at the extension, which is on the same worksheet, resource 3. Okay, have a lovely rest of your day, year 2, and I'll see you in our next maths lesson. Bye.